Hello, my name is Latricia Renee and welcome to Just Reading Into It. Today we're going to be asking the cards about what fear is holding you back. But first, I want to do a quick announcement. Starting next week, I'm going to be moving back to doing only one video per week, and it's going to be uploaded on Mondays, for now at least. I may switch that, but for now, it will be uploaded on Mondays. Right now, I just feel like doing 2 videos a week is a little bit beyond me. I'd like to keep doing it. I'd like to go back to doing 2 videos a week in the future. But for right now, I am going to have to scale back. But back to this video. So again, today we are looking at what fear might be holding you back. Now, keep in mind, the future is not set in stone and the cards can't tell us what isn't already inside us. Okay, today we have the Crystallary Oracle here to pick our group designators. So I'm going to draw 3 cards, one for each group. Okay, the first one you have, Transmutation, Black Tourmaline. Okay, so that's going to be for group 1. Black Tourmaline. Okay, let's get for group 2. Let's take this one here, and you have Carnelian, Get Curious. Interesting. Okay, and one more card for group 3. Okay, and we have Green Fluorite, Is This Mine? Okay, so once again we have group 1, Black Tourmaline with Transmutation. We have group 2, Carnelian with Get Curious. And we have group 3, Green Fluorites, Is This Mine? Okay. Now you may pick any 1, 2, or all 3 groups if you like. You may pause if you need some time to choose. Timestamps will be in the description below, but without further ado, let's get into your readings. Hello, group number 1. If you chose the Black Tourmaline, then this is your reading. And today we are taking a look at what sort of fears might be holding you back. Now remember that this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but most importantly, have fun. Now your card says transmutation. Another word for transformation. Okay, to me, this can symbolize growth, right? However, it's really up to you, because the key here is that you get to decide how you change and how you grow. So that's just something to keep in mind while we get into your reading here. For our tarot today, we are using the Brit's Third Eye Tarot. And the first card that we pull is going to represent what sort of fear might be holding you back. What's the cause of this fear? Okay, this is group 1. What is causing this fear? I like this card right here. You have the 8 of Swords. So the Eight of Swords can be about feeling trapped. It can be about stagnation, right? It can also be that you're not seeing things clearly, but ultimately it leads to this feeling of being stuck. You don't know where to go. You don't know the way forward because you have this blindfold on. All right, and the next card is going to represent, how is this fear holding you back? Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is about collaboration, right? It could be affecting your relationships, especially work relationships. It can be impeding your progress at work. Perhaps you are feeling stuck at work, or you are afraid of pursuing a new career or development opportunities. And the last card I want to get here is going to be what lesson we can learn from this. Okay, what lesson can group 1 learn from this situation? You have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune can be about the ups and downs of life, right? There's always ups and downs. And perhaps this fear is holding you back, but what you can learn is that there are always going to be bad times and good times, but luck can be on your side. Okay? I'm reminded of, with anxiety, there's this idea of what we call fortune telling, which is a little ironic considering this video. But the idea is that you are trying to predict the future, but your mind keeps thinking like, what if something bad happens? Like, oh, what if I quit my job and I can't find a new one? What if I don't succeed? And the counter to that is, what if something positive happens, right? What if I do succeed? What if my new job is even better than this one? What if I put myself out there and working with a team and I find myself making new work relationships? Okay, there's all kinds of good what ifs out there as well. So you want to be mindful of the positive. Now, of course, you can mitigate risks by maybe, if you, as an example, if you are looking for a new job, you could be looking for a new job while keeping your current job. You know, don't quit until you have something solid under your feet, as one example. But you don't want to completely discount the light side of these what if scenarios. You don't want to focus solely on the negative. All right, now let's go ahead and get your oracle cards to dive a little bit deeper. Okay, first up we have the Citadel Oracle deck. Okay, your card is the Archer, biding your time and planning ahead. So that's excellent with the example that we just gave. So planning ahead, what can you do? What steps can you take to make that progress right? So whatever it is that you are holding yourself back from, this work or relationship opportunity, okay, you need to take the blindfold off and actually start looking at the path ahead. What does that look like? What could that look like? Okay, next up we have your mindful messages. Okay, we're going to take this one right here. You have doing our best. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along. Okay. So this is exactly right. So you need to be doing your best with your life, and you can't let fear hold you back, right? So you need to definitely be careful and make a plan and do things so that you can mitigate risk. But at the same time, no matter the outcome, right? You make the best of any situation. It's that wheel of fortune. Yes, it's possible that things could go wrong, but at the same time, you can still do your best and take care of yourself regardless of what happens. Okay? You have to believe yourself. Believe in yourself. All right, and last but not least, we have your Prism Oracle cards. So let's go ahead and get one of those. This guy right here. You have happiness. Oh, excellent. You have the go-ahead with happiness. Okay? Choose to pursue what is going to make you happy in the long run. Right? Chase your dreams. Okay? Chase that fulfillment. Now, we can't be happy 24/7. Obviously, the light is brighter when put up against the darkness, right? So, but we can pursue happiness. We can do our best to pursue happiness in the long run. Okay, group 1, I feel like you chose this transmutation because you feel like you are stagnating, right? You feel like you need some change in your life, but maybe you're scared. Are you scared of stagnating, or are you scared of what happens when you take that first step? Okay, what is more scary to you? Because the cards, I believe, are telling you that you need to take that step forward regardless. If you're worried about stagnating, this can be your call to go ahead and mix things up, to go ahead and plan out your future, and where is that going to lead you? What do you want your life to look like? Okay. Group 1, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If so, a like or a comment to let me know how I'm doing is always appreciated. Feel free to check out the other groups as well. There could be additional information for you. But for now, I will leave you with, until next time. Hello, group number 2. If you chose the carnelian for your card, then this is your reading. Today we are looking at what sort of fear might be holding us back. Remember that this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and most importantly, have fun. So carnelian says, get curious, right? This is a card about travel. It's about experiencing new adventures. It reminds me a little bit about group 1, if you want to check that out, about getting out there, really putting yourself out there and embracing the future. All right, something to keep in mind while we get into your tarot here. For our tarot cards, we are using Brit's Third Eye. And the first card that we select is going to represent the cause of your fear. So let's take a look here. Okay, we had one slip out here. You have judgment. Now, judgment can represent a few different things, but in this one, I want to take it a little bit literally. Maybe you are fear of judgment, judgment from others, judgment from yourself, right? Because there's this thing that happens when we think that other people have certain expectations of us and we place those expectations on ourselves. So it's really about what we think of ourselves ultimately, right? It's our own judgment that we're really afraid of. All right, next up, we're going to get a card that represents how is this fear holding you back? And right away, we have the Two of Wands come up, which is planning, right? So it's possible that this fear is affecting your ability to make decisions and plan for the future. I'm getting the sense that there's this idea of, oh, I can't do that. What will people think? Or I have to do this because that is what is expected of me. Something along those lines. All right, and last, we're going to go ahead and get a card to represent a lesson that we can learn from this. What lesson can we learn from this situation? Oh, we had two cards pop out, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take them both. We have Temperance and the Ace of Cups. So Temperance represents balance and moderation. So it can be important to take into account our judgment, and it's important to judge ourselves fairly, though. You don't want to put too much pressure on yourself. It is a balancing act, right? So you want to take the time to really get in touch with how you see yourself, and is it healthy? Is it fair? And you may even want to seek some outside help to gain perspective on this. The Ace of Cups, the cups is the suit of emotion. And I really think that investigating the cause of this judgment, where this judgment is coming from, is the ultimate lesson that you want to learn from this. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our oracle cards now. First up, we have the Citadel Oracle. Okay, I'm feeling this one right here. And you have the Puppeteer. Explanations and apologies. Okay. So I feel like this goes along with this idea of judgment, explanations, and apologies. I feel like maybe you're the sort of person that feels like you need to explain or apologize for every action that you take, right? But you need to build that self-confidence, that self-awareness. Yes, apologize when it's truly needed, but you do not have to apologize for existing, right? Okay, next up, we are going to get your mindful messages. This one right here, actually, I'm going to take that. and you have tune in. Today, before doing what I normally do, I will take a moment to slow down, to place my hands at my heart space and take a few deep breaths. I will ask myself what I truly want, and I will honor however I am feeling. Okay. I feel like tuning in might be a message to put yourself first, right? Give yourself permission to put you and your feelings first, rather than worrying about how others are feeling. Okay? Get to know yourself. Get to know your strengths and your weaknesses without judgment, right? Without judgment. Okay, and last for our oracle cards, we have the Prism Oracle. Let's go ahead and get you one of those. Okay, this one right here, you have balance. Yes. This goes right with temperance. Again, balance. I feel like with the explanation and apologies, it kind of goes into that balance. The idea that you don't have to apologize for existing. Yes, apologize for harming others in some way, but you don't have to apologize for existing. That is not harming other people, okay? And in fact, you're harming yourself. Maybe you need to apologize to yourself for all the trouble that you are doing to yourself. But do it without judgment. Forgive yourself, right? Don't just apologize, but actually forgive yourself and accept that sometimes what you want, what you need, needs to come first. And stop worrying about whether or not it's going to affect other people, okay? Okay, group 2, I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. If so, a like or a comment to let me know how I'm doing is always appreciated. Feel free to check out the other groups as well. There may be some additional information for you. I did mention a connection to group 1, but there's also group 3 coming up. For now, I will leave you with until next time. Hello, group number 3. If you chose the green fluorite card, then this is your reading. Today we are taking a look at our fears and how they might be holding us back. Remember that this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Most importantly, have fun. For your card, it says, "Is this mine?" Right? And this is kind of a reminder that other people and our surroundings do impact us. And it's important to take into account what is really us, what is ours, what comes from us, and what is a product of our environment or the people around us, right? This actually, it's interesting, this kind of reminds me of group 2 a little bit, who had the judgment card for their cause of fear. So you may want to check that out, just something to keep in mind. But for now, let's go ahead and get our tarot cards. Today we are using the Brit's Third Eye Tarot. And the first card that we get is going to represent the cause of the fear. Okay, what is the cause of group 3's fear? Okay, this one right here. You have the Ace of Cups. Interesting, that came up in group 2's reading as well. So that's another connection to group 2. Now, Ace of Cups is generally a very positive card. It can represent new blessings, new love, new relationships. For you, I wonder if maybe there is some overwhelming emotions that you're afraid of. Okay, it could be a particular emotion that you're afraid of, or you're just afraid of being overly emotional in general. Okay, next up, we are going to get how this fear might be impacting your life, or how it might be holding you back. Okay, this one right here. You have the Magician. Again, generally a positive card representing the idea that you have everything that you need at your disposal, right? You have all the tools. In this position, it could represent a lack of control, or feeling like you have a lack of control, or even an abuse of power. Lastly, we're going to get a card that represents what lesson we can learn from this situation. Okay. You have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands represents forward movement and momentum. But how do we move forward? And I think the key is looking back to the Ace of Cups, this fear of our deep emotions. With the Eight of Wands, I did notice that the Four of Pentacles wanted to flip out with it as well. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pull that out because I feel like it is also significant to this, because the idea of the Four of Pentacles is about clinging too tightly to something and learning to ease your grip on it. And I feel like maybe you are trying to control your emotions too tightly, and you need to learn to let go and let them flow. Now, obviously there's a time and a place for everything. So make sure that you are somewhere safe where you can feel your feelings in a safe environment. But just allow yourself to do that, right? In order to move forward. Let's go ahead and get your oracle cards as well and see what they have to say about the situation. First up, we have your Citadel Oracle. Okay, this one right here. You have the Weaver, rediscovery and transition. This card actually makes me think of rediscovering your emotional side in order to bring it into balance, and understanding yourself a little bit better in order to transition into someone who is more capable and confident of dealing with their emotions properly. There's actually a line from the guidebook that I really like for this card. Take the messy loose ends that you don't know what to do with and make them part of you too. In doing so, you may discover a part of yourself that you didn't recognize before. So I think that just goes along with the idea of really getting to know yourself and your emotions better. All right, next up we have the Mindful Messages cards. So let's go ahead and get you one of those. Okay, you have Morning Rituals. In the mornings, I will take time to tune into myself. Oh, chills. Okay, Group 2 got the Tune In card, which I think fits with your reading about tuning into yourself and your emotions. Anyways, I will take time to tune into myself to set high vibrational rituals that will help me lead a good day. I pay attention to the morning habits that don't serve me and change them for the ones that do. Okay, so morning rituals can be very important. They set the course of the day. And I wonder, what does your morning ritual look like? Do you take the time to sit with yourself, or are you just busy, busy, busy on the go? Because if you don't take time to really tune into yourself, as the card says, you're reinforcing that habit of pushing down your emotions and trying to control them in a way instead of just letting them be. All right, and last up for your oracle cards, we have your Prism Oracle. Okay, this one wants to come, so we're going to allow it. And you have Surrender, perfectly summing up your reading's message, I think. The idea of surrendering to your emotions and just kind of going with the flow. Stop trying to control them. All right, Group 3, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. If so, a like or a comment to let me know how I'm doing is always appreciated. Feel free to check out the other groups as well. I mentioned Group 2 quite a few times. There was a connection to Group 2, so you may want to check that out. But for now, I will leave you with, until next time.